It's Downhill with Tina, and I certainly hope you had a nice Valentine's Day, or Galentine's, I think is what they call it. If you didn't go out with somebody that, was in a romantic way, you had your gal pals. I have my own gal pals. But I want to get to talking about what we've got going on for the show today. I have Jenn Shamblin. She is the Supervisor of Recreation in Lancaster Parks and Recreation. Going to talk about some of the fun and awesome things they've got coming up with the Lancaster Parks at Alley Park, some things about Rising Park, and even looking into a little bit of what's going to happen in the summertime. So I look forward to having her. And I also have Sargent Sims with the Lancaster Police Department. He is with the Community Services Unit. Also, DARE falls underneath that. And we talk about some great things coming up, some for kids and also some other stuff that might be helpful to you. And so I ask that you don't go anywhere. It's Downhill with Tina, and I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Alex Lape. In my 30-year law enforcement career, I have seen many different trends in illicit drug trade and substance use disorders. Fentanyl is the deadliest drug that I have ever encountered. Very minuscule amounts can be fatal. Fentanyl is present in most mainstream illicit drugs. Drug cartels are now pressing fentanyl into forms that appear to be common candies. Ingesting any of these fake candies or pills can have fatal overdose effects. This ongoing drug epidemic requires a balanced approach. We must focus our attentions and resources on treatment and education in conjunction with enforcement efforts that hold those who traffic in dangerous drugs accountable. For your sake and the sake of your family, do not take any medications that are not issued through prescriptions by your pharmacy. Thank you.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Welcome back to Downhill with Tina. I have Recreation Supervisor from Lancaster Parks and Recreation, Jennifer Shamblin, and I'm so excited to have her. Was the last time you were on with me, we were over at actual Miller Pool, and I was like...
So we've done Miller Pool and Alley Park. So this is the first time I've been on set.
Yeah, and you were so great because you just were like, where do I go? Where do I...
I know.
Oh my goodness, that's right. It's the first time here.
This is my first time coming to you, so this is great. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad to have you with me because you guys always have so many great things. I know I was on social media just recently and I saw that somebody had posted on for Friday Night Bandstand, but before we get to that, because of all of the things that you all do with Lancaster Parks and Recreation, Jen, I know that you guys, right after the levy was passed, you did a Think Big campaign.
We did.
What is that and what is the outcome from that?
Yes. So you may have seen this logo. It was Think Big. Crowd Communications worked with us. They did an amazing job. We had a survey going on around Lancaster. It was on our website. It was all around. There were QR codes. There were all kinds of things that people could go on and they could tell us what they wanted to see in our Lancaster parks.
And that is very, very important because especially when a levy passes, that is something that why wouldn't you want to find out? What are some of those, what was the outcome of that? How many people really participated and shared their Think Big ideas?
So there were about 600 adults that participated that went online, and then we had over 600 kids. So it was really cool. Crowd Communications came up with that. Like they wanted to hear from our future stakeholders. So Temple, she did a great job, Angela as well, but Temple was really the driving force behind this campaign that worked with us. So we would have buckets, these green buckets with little poker chips or something. We had them at the fair, Alley Park, any event that was going on, Temple would take them, or maybe Trina at Alley Park. We had them everywhere, and kids voted on what they want to see in the parks too.
Very important because I think that, of course, we want them not only to be the driving force for the future for what is going to come to the parks now, but we want them to participate and be out in the parks. Get them out of the house. Get them away from those handheld devices and such.
Right. So it was really fun to see what people wanted. And I mean, it was anything from programming to hiking trails, splash pad, ninja parks.
Oh, wow.
Just anything, the sky was the limit. So these are things that we're listening to see what we can do to make our park system better, not over just the next year, but the next 50, 100 years. What can we do to make this community even better?
And can folks follow what you're going to do? somewhere?
Yes. So we'll have this information that Crowd Communications has given us. It's amazing, just all the data, all the things that they said, and we're going to put it on our website. So there's already a Think Big campaign tab on our website. So soon we will have all of this in digital format to put on there. So if you voted, you can see, what you said in here too. So it's very important to us to share that.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, and so you have the Lancaster Parks and Recreation 2023 activities and programs, which it is an awesome book. And folks, I know that we're going to talk about a lot today, but they can pick up one of these programs somewhere, that you have them at different locations.
We do, yeah. So we have them at the park office on Main Street. They are, Destination Downtown Lancaster, the Chamber, Visit Fairfield County, various businesses that even, like sponsored. You'll see a lot of sponsors in here. So they're all around town, but there is also the digital copy that is on our website. It just says the activities guide, so you can go on and look at any time to see what's going on for 2023, which is a lot.
I know, right? What are some of the things that you would like to share for folks to know? I know that there's always Friday Night Bandstand, one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, so Friday Night
starts that off. So I always got to throw that out there.
It's so fun to kick off Friday Night Bandstand with Bad Influence, the local band that everybody loves. So it starts May 26th. And then we have 10 Fridays for Friday Night Bandstand. Of course, we do take a little break for when the festival happens. So the final one would be August 11th. We have everything from, so the Bad Influence to, we have the Beatles, which is always the fun, I guess, just the fun band that they do. And I was trying to think
the tribute band.
Yeah, the tribute band. Thank you. British Invasion. And to an Elvis impersonator, which is Todd Barry. We have a lot of country coming this year.
Nice.
So,
But Jen, you have so much more before that.
We do, because that starts in May. So in February, which is now, so in a couple weeks, we will be at Alley Park for a bridal open house. This is our 3rd year doing this, which is really fun because we have so many people that do weddings out there, graduations, and baby showers. So if you're planning an event, come on out to Alley Park February 25th from 10 to 2. And we have a lot of vendors out there that will be setting up tables and showing off stuff, from OP Gallo to Party Plus. We have cakes, and we have Barrel and Bore catering, all kinds of stuff.
It's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful place to have a wedding. Yes.
So just come out. So that's been a really successful event. And then after that, one of the other big events, March 11th, is the Maple Tapping Festival. So Noah and his team have been tapping trees out at Alley Park and getting the maple's been flowing, and they'll make some syrup, and it's really fun. And then we have the pancake breakfast that day. It's from 8 to 11, and it's $5 a plate, and you get pancakes and
just pay that day, or do you get tickets in advance?
Just pay that day.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a great tradition for so many people in the community and outside the community that come down and enjoy a day at Alley Park and enjoy some pancakes and sausage and orange juice and coffee.
You're making me hungry.
Yes. Oh, I know. I love it. It's such a fun day. And we have surreys that go out there, and they can bring people back to the lodge from the parking lot, or you can just walk. But it's really cool. Nice. It's a big event, and like I said, a great tradition. So that gets us, February and March. And then we were talking earlier, we're going to jump ahead into April, and we're going to go to Rising Park, and it's the Arbor Day.
Yes. That is a big day. That's important. Very important.
It is a very big day. So we work with the Lancaster community, like the recycling, and you've got it right there. So what page are you on?
I am on page 16, 17.
Yeah. So, and then Fairfield Developmental Disabilities, they're a partner in the community action. So from 11 to 2 out at Rising Park, and this is our Seeds of Change event. So
I love that title.
Isn't it great? Yeah, and I believe this is the 3rd year for this as well, the 3rd annual event. So it has been something that has just been a great event. It helps us with we are a Tree City USA member, so it helps with that. Of course, we have our Arboretum that is up at Rising Park. So there's a lot of vendors that go out there that day, so you can walk around with the kids, the family, and just learn about some, recycling and trees and all kinds of stuff.
And Jen, you all have the shelter houses that are available for folks to use.
Right.
What is the process for that?
Sure.
Yeah.
So at Rising Park, the Rising Shelter and the Lancaster building, those are the only two that you have to reserve, besides Alley Park, where you actually pay a fee. But at Rising Park, they are free, but you just have to reserve them and make sure they're available. So beginning March 1st, they're actually available to anyone outside of Lancaster. So we open up from January 1 or whatever the first day of the year is for business. We open that up to just Lancaster residents. They have first dibs to rent those two shelters, those two buildings. And then March 1st, it's open up to everyone. So you come in, make sure the date's available, and you sign a contract so we know which building you want, which sections you need, and you put your name on there. And but it's free.
Yeah, and they are great for reunions or even birthday parties. I know a friend of mine, she did the Rising Shelter and turned it into oh my goodness, Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
I was just,
isn't that amazing?
I thought, who does this? I was like, this is awesome.
And speaking of tradition,
we need to do my birthday. No,
that's a tradition that people do. I mean, they have their family reunions there year after year. So they are standing in line, like I said, like January 2nd or 3rd outside the office on Main Street waiting to get their date. So it's kind of a tradition in itself, kind of like a Black Friday thing. So it's pretty cool.
And so many. Anything else for the last couple of minutes that we have to share with
folks?
So,
and again, on my end, what I do, a lot of the recreation, I mean, we have the pools. On the cover, I did want to touch on that. This is Miller Pool's 100th birthday this year. Can you believe it?
I want to come back. I don't know if I'm going to be the first to dive in that water again
I did.
like
last year. Or 2 years ago, whenever it was. Yeah, that was fun.
I would love to come back for that.
Yeah, 100 years old. So we're going to be celebrating all year long, celebrating Miller Pool and her 100 years of serving the community. So it'll be fun. We'll have old pictures out and things, there at the pool. Just, it's been a staple there on Memorial Drive. So come to the pools, and then of course I was also going to say the recreation portion.
Yes.
The youth sports, spring is coming, so the soccer registration ends February 17th. Youth flag football March 3rd. A lot is happening. I have adult sports, adult kickball is open, and adult soccer. So just check our website.
Mm-hmm. I know I could have you on just to talk about all of that alone with the different things.
Yes.
How many new ones do you have for the adults now?
So newer. So the kickball's been around. Soccer we brought back last spring, and it was a big deal. So hoping to get some
adult
teams.
soccer.
Adult soccer. Yeah, I know. So,
I can imagine.
Yeah. So we're always coming up with new ideas of things not only for the youth but for the adults to keep them out of trouble as well.
Again, Jen, how can folks follow you all?
LancasterParks.com online. We are also on Facebook, of course. So I have a lot of followers on there. You can always call the park office if you have any questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Folks, get out and do something with the parks, because there's something going on all year long. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a minute. It's Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
You walked down the aisle and promised happily ever after. Sometimes happily ever after means ending a relationship. We know the conversations are not easy. Deciding what's best for you, your children, and your next steps takes work and communication. At Dagger Law, we know there are no monsters in a divorce, only people trying to find their way. Local, trusted, experienced. Dagger Law.
It's Down Home with Tina, and I have got Sargent Sims. He is with the Lancaster Police Department, and he is part of the Community Services Department, which also includes the DARE program.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing today, Tina?
I'm good. How many years have you been part of the community services?
I've been in the community services unit since 2017. I've been with the police department since 2010. So.
Nice, yeah, so quite a few years. How's it going?
It is actually going really good. Our police department has been extremely active and under some construction at the police department, actually. We've been trying to remodel some things and freshen up the place, and that's gone really well.
And it's so great that you had said that, because the Lancaster Citizen Police Academy Alumni Association, I am not part of that group. I'm looking to hopefully become a part of that, and that is a great segue, Sargent Sims, to go right into that, because they are a great organization that helps with a lot of different things that you all may not get help with otherwise. I mean, you know, you would have to depend on your office.
They are such a support arm of the police department, and special friends actually too. I've become very close with several of them. But Citizens Police Academy will be putting one on starting in April that I hope that Tina will be in this year. So April 6th, I believe, is our first class. We'll be sending out some information on that on our Facebook page and our website, and the Lancaster Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association's website. But that'll be it's a 9-week class every Thursday from about 6 to 9 p.m. And we go over everything that we could slam into nine weeks, basically.
Yeah.
So we talk about OVIs. We talk about mechanics of an arrest, our response to resistance, our pursuit policies. We actually take our students onto the range, and they actually, if they would like, to participate in some firearms training.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool class. We touch a little bit of everything there.
I love it. So what do you have to, I won't say have any kind of specific qualifications or anything? Or
No,
what
you'll
is
fill out,
expected?
there'll be an application process. We'll do like a kind of a background process on you, nothing official with fingerprints or anything, but just kind of look over some things with you. And then you'll receive an acceptance letter from the police department that you can come to the class. And it's a really good time, and you get to meet a lot of the police officers and detectives at the police department. It's building that community relationship. It really is, and it's an amazing program.
It's having some more eyeballs out there in the community for the safety of our community.
Absolutely, and we discussed neighborhood watches the very first week and why that's so important, because it is difficult to do our job without the community.
Right.
The community supports everything, and that's why Lancaster is a great place to be, because we have that with our community.
It's really being more aware, and I think that's something that anybody that isn't even going to go through the academy is just being aware, using your eyes and your ears and listening to what people are doing, what is happening around you.
Absolutely.
Really, I think, is the key to keeping your community and even your neighborhood safer.
Yeah, we talk about it in the active shooter classes that I teach. Just being aware of your surroundings, knowing where exits are in a building when you're in the building. Just being aware of if something doesn't feel right and look right, it's usually not right. We need to talk about that, and it's okay to identify those things.
And personal safety, as far as that even goes, I don't watch a whole lot of those shows that are out there just because I don't. But they say, I've seen or heard people say, if you look at somebody who you think might be beginning to approach you, and you make that eye contact and you verbally say something to them even, they back off. Because now you can, if anything would happen, you can see that you can recognize them.
And I think sometimes not knowing what to do allows kind of fear to set in on people when things like that start to happen.
Yes.
And people kind of freeze a little bit. They're not really sure what they should do. And that's the things that we talk about in that class that makes people feel more comfortable of what they should do in those situations.
Perfect. I know there are so many other things that we've got to talk about just even coming up here in the spring. So Safety Town is one of the things that's coming up, I know that.
Yeah, Safety Town registrations will be going out soon as you're registering your kindergarten kids throughout the county. You should get that in your registration packet. You can also register online. You can print it off online and actually send your registration in. We haven't quite got an online portal all the way yet, but we're getting there. That can happen now. If you have a child going into kindergarten in the fall of 2023, please register them for Safety Town. It's an awesome program, 1 week long in June 5th through the 10th, I believe, or the 9th. Yeah, June 5th through the 9th. And the kids love it. It's an amazing program. We talk about safety. It acclimates them to the school. It's been around for over 30 years. It's awesome.
And it just reminds folks of the kids that the police officers are their friends.
Oh, yeah.
They're not out to get them. They're there to save
Yeah,
them.
I get a lot of
Help them
hugs
and
that
keep them
week, so
safe.
it's a pretty cool week. Those kids are awesome, but the parents see it as well, and they love it. And it's a great program. It's $20 for the week. They get a T-shirt, a bicycle helmet. You can't beat the price. So.
You can't, yeah. So my father had just passed away, and he was somebody, he had valve replacement years ago. When he passed away, I had all these medications, and I thought, oh my goodness. Yeah. And at first I was just like, I could drop them off. I'd put them all in a baggie and things, and I was just kind of like apprehensive. But you guys have something that would help folks that they have somebody that maybe has passed away recently for drug drop-off, correct?
Yeah, we have our drug drop-off anytime at the police department, but our big drug drop-off day will be coming up most likely in April. I haven't received all the information yet from the DEA, but we'll have a one-day on Saturday. We partner with the Ohio University of Lancaster, who's always been an amazing partner of the police department. They let us use their parking lot, and then you can bring in any unused prescription medication that's in pill form and drop that off to us.
And they expect it to be in baggies, not kept in the
You can actually bring the bottles that day for that specific day, and we'll go ahead and empty everything there. But if you're going to bring it to the police department, it's better to put it in a Ziploc bag. It's clear, have it sealed up, and then we'll go ahead and dispose of it that day.
It's easy to just, because I do sometimes, didn't realize all of the medications that my dad did, have, in my situation, have to take. You end up with quite a few when it ends up coming to be. And then you go, what do I do with all of these? Do not flush them down the toilet.
Or throw them in the trash.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and just put those in the baggie and bring them to us, and we'll handle that. We don't want that to be in the trash. You don't want animals to get into it. You don't want to flush it down the toilet. It's an easy way to get rid of it. And like you said, it can be super overwhelming when you see all those medications. And
you
don't
realize.
Know what is.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what I'm like, I have no idea. And don't feel uncomfortable. I mean, you guys just take it.
Yeah,
and then you
we'll
guys
take care
dispose
of
of them appropriately.
That's right.
And what they need to be, but not down the toilet, of course. Or, the sink or wherever else it should be, or the trash. Kids and Cops Day is such a huge day for the kids in the community. Can you talk with that?
Yeah, it's coming up in May. I know we have our first planning meeting in March. Super pumped. Our Lancaster Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association puts that on. It is an incredible day. I think we have over 30 vendors at that now. You have anything from SRT SWAT vehicles to helicopters. I know our wildlife services bring a really cool archery simulator. That's there. We fly drones that day. I'm pretty sure there's a dunk tank again that day.
Who's getting in the dunk tank?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to post that maybe later on Facebook. Maybe I may have to do a little turn in it, though. No, it's awesome. No. I don't mind it.
Is it all police officers?
I actually had some awesome principals from our Lancaster elementary schools helped us out last year, and they all took a turn in our dunk tank because those kids love those principals and love their teachers. And what a partnership we have with Lancaster City Schools, and they didn't even hesitate. I didn't have to poke them too hard to get them to do it. So
that's awesome. Yeah, they love the kids, and if it's for the kids, or things that we just do for the kids that we wouldn't do otherwise. The DARE program, how is it going this year? Anything new that you see that's going on in the schools that parents or guardians may need to know about?
Yeah, we are having a lot of schools start to request maybe an internet and cybersecurity kind of class, which is something we're building. We're building on, and I know the sheriff's office is building on that as well with their school resource officers, which is awesome. We need to all do this together because there's some real dangers out there for kids that they're experiencing. But the DARE program is doing great. We teach over 600 kids a year in the city of Lancaster, and we're thriving on that and hoping to build on that program.
Sargent Sims, do you think one of the most important things that you can share with your children before, younger that aren't in the DARE program yet about when it comes to just safety in general? What is the number one thing that parents should communicate to their kids without putting the fear in I think that you do need to, as a parent myself, put a little bit of fear for them to know, but just to make them aware.
Yeah, DARE is about making good decisions all the time. And that is the best thing. Slow down. Don't be impulsive. Let's evaluate our situations. And I think that the parents need to tell their children that you need to have trusted adults in your circle. And we call it our help circle, basically, in DARE. And I think they need to have those trusted adults that they can rely on when they need to come for help.
Okay. Yeah, if it comes to anything, bullying, or if it
absolutely.
becomes to anybody that
Doesn't
they
always have
think
to be
is-
the parent. It could be the teacher. It could be a coach. Could be a pastor. There's all kinds
Okay.
of people that want to help you succeed in life.
Okay.
Let's go to those people.
So have the parents specifically talk to their kids about somebody else to go to, because sometimes the kids don't want to share it with their parent.
Yeah, that's okay.
But they have somebody else to tell
That's right.
and talk to, that because and again, at the end of the day, it's all about their safety.
That's right.
And making good, positive choices. How can folks follow what's going on at the Lancaster Police Department?
Please follow us on our Facebook page. We will also be getting our hopefully our Twitter page and Instagram page up and running by the end of the year, but Facebook page for sure, and our website.
Thank you so much. I will be seeing you soon, Sergeant Sims.
Awesome.
And folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Down Home with Tina.
Bay Food Market is Fairfield County's source for high-quality, locally sourced meats. The meat case is always full of quality fresh beef, pork, gourmet burgers, and gourmet brats for you and your family to enjoy. Bay Food Market cures and smokes their own hams, bacon, and sausage. Visit Bay Food Market at the corner of Maple and Walnut Streets in Lancaster and discover the Bay Food Market difference. Open daily 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed Thursday and Sunday. Bay Food Market, proudly serving Fairfield County families for more than 90 years.
Where can I find advanced heart care?
When you choose Fairfield Medical Center for your heart care, you'll find confidence in our expertise and peace of mind in our compassion. Your health is important, and our heart and vascular experts specialize in the latest technology and treatments to keep you feeling your best. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors, and if you're interested in being one, all you have to do is email me at downhomewithtina@gmail.com. Follow me on Facebook. So excited because I had my 2,000th follower recently, and be paying attention to that on my Facebook page, because I'll tell you who that winner was. And then maybe eventually down the road, I might choose another winner. It was the first time I'd ever done it, and I think it's a lot of fun. So they're gonna get a nice little gift. Folks, before I get out of here for the show for this week, I came across a book. It was, a couple of months ago, maybe 3 months ago now, because time gets by me. And it was called Maybe. And the author of it is the same author as a book that I just found the other day. His name is Kobe Yamada. And the Maybe book was really a great book. It was a story about, maybe you can become whatever. It's just what you do. And so the book was awesome, but I want to talk about this one. This one I came across. I took a trip for a cheer competition of my daughter's. It was just within the last few weeks, and I went into one of the little shops in downtown Granville, which I loved it. I spent more time there. I could have spent more time in the shops. Really great little gift shop, and came across a Kobe Yamada book written by him again, and it's called Finding Muchness, How to Add More Life to Life. And it is just such a wonderful, inspirational book. It just a little bit of it. It's got a little duck, and it also, just like the book Maybe, had a pig, a flying pig. Yeah, I know. That's what it was called, Maybe. But it talks about our greatest obstacles are often ourselves. If you think you can't, you probably won't. But if you think you can, you most likely will. The entire book is about that. Once again, it's called Finding Muchness, How to Add More Life to Life. A great little gift to anybody that you just want to give encouragement to, and that has maybe inspired you, and you can inspire them back. Thank you so much for watching the show this week. I hope you would join me again next week. I've got some fun stuff coming up for St. Patrick's Day that you're going to want to find out about then. Hope you have a great week. God bless and good day. It's Down Home with Tina.